As we open the series, the black rings descend on Earth, so it'd be like you hear buzzing like a fly, like, you know, you're like almost Amityville horror, but 10 times as loud. And you hear this weird buzzing. It sounds like giant flies, and you look up and you see a black ring. It lands in a grave, plunges into the ground, and you hear someone utter, "Arthur Curry of Earth, rise." And then Frogman's hand comes up. Then they just want one thing. They want to feed.
The dead shall rise. Very simple concept, but very complex story.
The skies will go dark, light will be extinguished, and the black skies will descend upon everybody. And the Blackest Night subsequently the series is about what that darkness is.
Over the last several years, there has been a lot of story that's gone on which have mainstay characters of the DC Universe have died.
Because there's been so much death, that means there's a lot of bodies buried. And with a lot of bodies buried, that means a lot of bodies can rise.
All the various emotions that exist, the Black Lanterns feed on. And the ultimate prophecy of the Black Lanterns is that they put out all the lights of the various cores. So the Blackest Night, which is discussed, is a reality and encompasses all of the universe itself.
The foundation we've built with Green Lantern, Green Lantern Corps, I think a lot of people are excited about Blackest Night. I hope they are.
We've been talking about Blackest Night for a while. One of the things Jeff did is that he sort of previewed Blackest Night at the end of the Sinestro Corps War about a year ago.
There's going to be resurrections now due to the black rings permeating Earth that will bring up characters that we haven't seen in quite a while in a new and interesting zombified way. He's one of those iconic characters that have been around for a very long time, and his death was very shocking to a lot of fans.
He's the spirit and the soul of the Justice League. So him corrupted by this black power is going to be pretty devastating. Golden Age Superman of Earth 2 died in a book called Infinite Crisis that I wrote years ago. It represents the Golden Age. So him coming back corrupted is you know, he's going to bring back the entire Golden Age with him.
Probably the strongest co-star in Blackest Night is Barry Allen, The Flash. And it's no coincidence, just Barry Allen himself has just returned from the dead. We're experiencing another series right now called Flash Rebirth, also being written by Jeff Johns. And in Flash Rebirth, Barry questions what his purpose is. Why did he have to return? Why is he back from the dead? It's not something he willed himself for, and he starts to wonder whether or not one of the reasons why he returns is to confront the problems and the challenges and the threats of the Blackest Night.
We definitely wanted to make sure that all the big guns of the DCU and all the recognizable characters are front and center in Blackest Night, and they are.
Contrary to a traditional zombie movie where they'd just be mindless and attacking, Black Lanterns are very much aware of what they were, and they use their knowledge to their advantage to weaken the characters.
What they do to feed is that they agitate those they are closest to. They get an emotional reaction. They can see the aura. So they can see, if you're feeling terror, they can see that yellow glow. And they'll agitate you to a state of very high emotion, and they'll literally take your heart and consume it. The ring will just consume your heart.
It's always fun to work with Jeff because it's such a collaborative experience, but more importantly, he has such a clear interpretation of what he wants to do. It makes it a lot easier to formulate story and direct story when you know exactly what the person wants. But pure and simple, hands down, this is Jeff, top to bottom.
When you're reading Blackest Night and you see the Black Lanterns attacking somebody, you'll see their POV. Like all good horror films, you see a POV. So you'll see what state their target is in, whether they're feeling love because they see a loved one return, or rage, or fear.
And a lot of the storytelling is set up in the way a horror movie would be told, with, with creaky doors and characters existing in the shadows and the dead rising in graveyards and things like that.
They don't look very healthy. The Black Lanterns aren't very like, hey, what's up? They are somewhat decayed, like zombies. They're if their bodies are too deteriorated, they're rebuilt by the Black Ring. But they are really messed up. You'll know right away it's not specifically your loved one, but there will be something horrific about it, and also a little like, are they back? Is that them? How does this work?
In this particular case, you have to have familiarity with the characters, but you don't need to know what got you here. You have to know, okay, this guy's dead, and now he's coming back from the dead, and this guy's alive, and he's trying to stop him being killed. I get it.
People who haven't read DCU books, when they picked up the Green Lantern Zero on Free Comic Book Day, which is the opening salvo for Blackest Night, that they're going to be pulled in.
Free Comic Book Day is a national event. It's actually a worldwide event now. I think it's in its 8th or 9th year, in which one day a year we give away free comic books.
It's a good opportunity to show people books they may not have seen before, just show them what's going on with the books they already know.
Jeff Johns' Blackest Night story is the most anticipated thing out of DC, and frankly, even in comics right now.
I hope this gets people who haven't read the DC Universe for a while, or who haven't read comics, like, to check it out and see what a superhero story can be. You went to New York Comic Con and you see people with different colored shirts on, Red Lantern shirts, Orange Lantern shirts. Everyone wants to customize what they have. Everything's individual. People are excited because it's an interactive story. They get to choose and be involved in the story as much as they get to read it.
Where we stand to date is that all the core have been working apart from each other and working independent of each other and barely aware of each other. They know about the Black Lanterns, but this is the first time the Black Lanterns have ever manifested in the DC Universe.
Blackest Night is about really immersing ourselves in it and what it meant to be in that period of darkness, and then of course what it means to rise above the blackness and enter the light.
In Jeff's storytelling, he does not hold anything back in everything he's gone for, and he had a very clear vision of what he wanted to accomplish with this, and he put it all out there in the first issue, and he goes for the throat with the first issue, and for the entire 8 issues run, I can tell you, because I've seen how they break down, he does not let go. He keeps on going and pushing it harder every issue.
The expectations for Blackest Night are very high, for myself included. I hope to make this one of the greatest things that I ever work on.